Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm getting ready to, let's see what is going on with my screen. Very interesting. Here we go. Technology. Welcome to Mercury retrograde. Happy Sunday. Wanted to pop in and see how everybody is doing. It's been about 2 weeks, right? It's been 2 weeks. Lighting my candle. I love clearing out my space. But anywho, just wanted to pop in and see how everybody's doing. Talk about some stuff that I want to share more and more of. You know me, I love storytelling. I love teaching through my lived experiences. It's the only way I could teach, really. Let's activate your clear, what is it called when you could smell? This is sage I grow, white sage I grow in my yard. You can use your senses and smell them. It smells so wonderful. Clearing out our space, our energetics. Take a breath with me, activating your higher self. Happy Sunday again. Yeah, it felt like popping in here and sharing some insight that I've been walking through, that I've been having conversations with. And it's been a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks. And looking at what I have been walking through. And this is all about beliefs, right? It's like what is serving me and what is not. There has been amazing opportunity to share in the energy and breathwork sessions I do with Larissa once a month. And we are creating another circle for women on workshops and development, which you'll be hearing about that in April, starting in May. But this last week, we're coming out of a lot of planetary moves. I'm not an astrologer, but I listen to it. I feel it energetically. I could tell you, like feeling into the energetics of where we're at and how heavy. Oh, hi, sis. Oh, bless Sunday when I get to see your pretty face. Thank you. I miss you so much. I love you. But feeling into the energetics of where we're at right now, right? You know me, I love talking about the present moment, what we're walking around, walking away from. The past has been for me this last month of eclipse. We already closed the eclipse season, but we are still in these really huge planetary shifts. And I know we all feel them in the collective. A lot of us are feeling our gifts from within us, and how do we honor these gifts? So energetically, what the planets, the universe, creator, God, whatever you call your higher power, but also the planetaries of Mercury retrograde, which is ending the 20th. We have the equinox, the spring equinox, on the same day the planet Mercury stations direct. And, we are cyclical beings. We run in cycles. So what we're moving away from until the 20th, we have a new moon also on the 18th, 19th I believe it's in Pisces. I have to look that up. But what we're being asked energetically to look at, our being, our energetics within us, on being graceful with ourselves first and foremost, because a lot of old stories, beliefs, situations, just old things that even people have been coming up in my life. I'm like, no, thank you. And examining these energetics that are coming up for you, and being like, does this need closure? Is this something I want to carry into the new cycle that I'm stepping into? How can I resolve this? Is there forgiveness? Is there love that I need to give myself? Everything that we are being transmuted through is for our higher and um our higher self to step into that fully, and not to continue to have the same cycles, the same reactions, the same all the stuff. With that being said, even if you do make the same mistakes over and over, what is the lesson? What can you do differently? And that's what I've been working through. Like, okay, my instant response is to react the same way I used to back then, right? When that situation came up. I have been learning, and I'm a student for life. You guys know this. I'm learning to slow down and pause and ask, is this personal? Is this my trigger? Is this an old memory that is triggering me? Because our triggers is something for us to work through, not the other people, you know? And how can I do it differently? And I go back, okay, what would love do? Because that's our natural state. That is our natural state of being, is returning back to love for ourselves, our situations, the relationships. How can we bring love back into the world? Because we're seeing so much chaos, which it needs to happen. I'm sorry to say this, but it needs to happen. Letting go of the old steps into a new. Absolutely. We are being asked for that. And how can that resonate with you? And only you can make that decision, right? And so my way of navigating and what I try to implement, and I'm not perfect at this because there's no such thing as perfection, is seeing where I could do better. And if I make a mistake, okay, being accountable for it and be like, okay, where did I land in this? And how can I do better next time? And so what that being said, a lot of conversations I'm having right now with the people I sit with in circle, in my relationships, and in my everyday life, I don't separate my spirituality, my spiritual gifts with my lived experience. There's no separation from that. I know that it is a duality, right? I know that I live my life according to my sacredness. At least I try. And I'm still learning it. It still continues to evolve. And I'm learning to, because before I used to separate it, like, okay, I'll do my spiritual practice and my at this time. And then I'll do my human experience at this time. And what I've been working with my spirit team about is there's no separation, right? I've talked about a couple of my earlier lessons with the world of spirit. It was one of the lessons I've learned when I started honoring my gifts, is there's no separation with the world of spirit. We are spirit. We are part of creation's fabric. We are a spirit in a human body, living our human experiences, gaining the knowledge and wisdoms and teachings, and our souls and our spirit evolves until we are called back home to spirit. But our spirit also, when we're called back to spirit, also evolves, right? And one of the there's so much I want to talk about, because my spirit team has been like, I'm getting some curriculum together and some teachings on discernment, on how to, honor your gifts. But one of the things I asked my spirit team for my awareness is, when our spirit returns to the world spirit, we continue to evolve. And one of the questions that I had in my visualizations and my meditation was, how did I love? I was like, oh, oh, how did I love? How did I show and reflect God's love, the Creator's love, right? Creation. And I had to reconcile that word God. That's a whole different teaching. But anyways, I was like, oh, because we are in the embodiment of God, Creator, whatever you call your higher power. And know that we're not separated from creation, right? And I was just like, ooh. And So it brought me back to my earlier, memories. And I'm like, oh yeah, I get to decide what I want to move forward with and what I don't. How do I show up in love? So we are, no matter what our experiences are in this lifetime, and we felt separated from love. We were never separated. That's the ego at mind. That is the the lived experience. And I'm not going to go into this whole teaching because this is going to be a whole different teaching about the patriarchal way, right? I mean, it's been thousands of years how the system created us to feel separated from God. It was one of my foundational teachings because I didn't know I had the love of God. I thought I had to earn it through my teachings, through my lived experiences. And because I wanted to evolve that, take what resonated with me, I have learned very discernment of teachings, even my teachings. Just because I'm saying something doesn't mean it's your truth. But if the words that I'm saying resonates something in your heart, discover it for yourself. Why did it spark a light? Why did it give you this? And then you get to sit with your creation, with your spirit team, and ask them like, why was that teaching? Not even my words, but like when you go to church or when you go to community, where when you go sit in circles and something you're hearing resonates, be curious with it. We are here to be curious and understand our divinity. It's not who's right or who's wrong. Your journey is your journey. And we come together and we share our different experiences to support our each other through our journeys of individuality, but also unity, right? Community has unity in it, and it's not proving who's right or wrong because there's so much I want to say about this too. But it's about understanding that we are all coming back to the remembrance of what our spirit came here to learn. And follow me with this. So, love is the ultimate energy, right? It transmutes darkness, it transmutes shadow. We come back to our heart, of that heart connection to the divine. And we can support each other. This is one of my I know this is one of my soul's mission, is to coming back to that remembrance, of what we came here to share and support and love and be and inspire, all the stuff, right? And it brought me to our gifts, right? And I'm like, okay, so many people are asking, how do they honor their intuition? How do they connect their psychic abilities, right? Their spiritual connection to the world of spirit. And there's many foundations that I do want to talk about because it really comes to discernment. What is your intention, right? What and why, and how do you honor your gifts? And I remember when I started wanting to develop my gifts, because it was a calling. I pushed it to the side for a long, long time because of the separation, all the misconceptions, everything that I lived through. And I started bringing a lot of healing. Like, when I talk about religion trauma and community trauma, not everybody's going to understand that if they haven't experienced it or they don't understand it, and that's okay. But I did have those experiences, so I had to bring healing and reconciliation with my lived experience around religion, community trauma, separation, not being good enough. And I know my gifts are gifted to me and everybody else. This is my truth from God, from Creator. And so I was writing and sitting in intention with my spirit team and God. And I'm like, okay, how do I explain gifts? How do I explain that we are all gifted? Because we are all come from the sacred light of love, which is God. And how do we honor that? And this is where our own discernment comes in. our own intentions. Everything comes within, and then we share it with everybody outside of us. And my team just knows how I work. And so they showed me a visualization, and they showed me like, okay, I'm a mom and a grandma. So when, when we give our kids when they were young, on their birthdays, on Christmas, when people come and they give them a gift, and sometimes our children, us as children of, of Mother God and Father God, gives us our gifts, right? So they showed me giving a gift to my kids, and they're looking at it and they're just like, okay, on to the next. And they get another gift. Okay, on to the next. And they get another gift. And they're until all the gifts are opened, and then you're looking at the kids like, that, I put a lot of love and effort into getting you this gift, and they're just tossed to the side. And I'm like, oh. So our gifts, can you imagine our gifts that creation gave us? And we're looking at these gifts like, I don't know what to do with this. And we throw it to the side. And it's like, no, how do we honor our gifts and learn what creation has gifted us? This is your journey, and we're here to support each other through our journey to learning our gifts. And our gifts are going to be individual, they're going to be unique and gifted to you through your lived experience. And it showed me, like, when I started learning my mediumship gift, I didn't like when when the angels started bringing loved ones around. I'm like, I'm not a medium. I just work with the angels. But it was a gift because it was like, okay, well, the angels are bringing me this loved one, so I'm going to honor the angels, and I'm going to bring in the essence of this loved one. So I started, and then it kept happening. And I'm like, oh, then I understood. Then I started looking at my belief system around connecting with loved ones. I thought, well, one of the beliefs was like, I wasn't born with this gift. But then through sitting in meditation, visualization with my spirit team, with the angels, with the guides, with Creator, and through that time in devotion, we're all born with these gifts. Some of us share them in our mediumship. Some of us are just like, I just want to honor my gifts and utilize my intuition, and I don't really feel a calling for that. You will discover that. And then you will start noticing these signs that were always around you. But when you start developing your spiritual connection, the gifts that Creator gave you, right? Because you're part of that sacred fabric, that essence, then you'll be like, oh, I used to see these signs all the time, but you weren't aware of that. And that's where the compassion and grace comes in. Because I could tell you, looking back and writing different, going through my journals, writing different things, I thought I was separated from the angels. I thought I was separated from my loved ones and my guides. I didn't understand that concept because it wasn't in my awareness. But because I do look back through my healing journey, because I had to build that bridge of separation of love. I know that I am part of, we all are, but coming back to that divine love that runs in us and through us, I had to bring healing through these lived experience that brought me separation. And when I started working with my guardian angel, they showed me different parts throughout my whole life that they showed up, but I didn't know that was them. And I'm like, oh, okay, you were there. And now, because I build that bridge, I invite them in, not only the angels, I invite my ancestors in to help me heal my ancestral lineage that kept me separated from um, the medicine and the wisdom and the knowledge that they're bringing forth now. And I used to shut it down. I connect with my loved ones. Is it all the time? No. And this, I kind of want to elaborate on how do we connect with our loved ones. For me, this is just my truth, because of my grief. Sometimes I can't connect as strongly. And that's why I do still sit with other mediums and connect, because there is that still separation of sadness. But, but I do feel them when I am not thinking about them, like consciously, like oh pops, or and they come in mainly in my dreams, because I'm in that theta stage of unconsciousness. And sometimes I'm just talking and something comes in, a song. So there is different ways, and um there is process of connecting to your loved ones. And one thing I've learned with my connecting with my grandmother, my aunties, my husband's family, because I'm really close with them, my grandfather, especially because we were very close, it comes in stages. And sometimes it comes unexpectedly, and it comes in right when I need it. My grandmother, I've been feeling her a lot more, because she is also bringing healing for me, with my mother wounds, with my own wounds, with me being a mother, with my children, my ancestral wounds where I wasn't honoring the gifts. And what I've learned with my grandmother and with my auntie, her sister, was that they weren't able to honor their medicine because of their lived experiences and all this stuff. And that when I, or the people that, the women that come after them, and we're honoring our gifts, this is for everybody. When they're in their lineage, when their ancestral wisdom, when we honor and heal this shit of our generations and ancestral, we're honoring them and we're freeing them, we're healing them at the same time. And so our future generations, our children and our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, don't have to do it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I could do that. Is it hard? Yes, but it's so necessary. And one thing that came through too with my ancestral healing and with learning um, my gifts is the language barrier. So I was raised in a very traditional, not traditional, but in a Hispanic house, Mexican household. I understand Spanish very well. I speak Spanglish, but I've never had the urge to really learn it. I can still learn it. I'm still learning it. Um, and I got mad at myself. I'm like, why didn't I ever pick this up? Well, a couple weeks ago, I was connecting, because a lot of the information I'm receiving is from my grandmother's indigenous side that she was removed from at birth, and the language of her original tongue is what I'm learning. And that's what I feel called to learn, that medicine that she was removed from. Because my grandmother, long story short, she wasn't raised in a traditional with her mom and dad, right? And she couldn't honor her indigenous side that she came from. And so when this information started coming up, I'm like, why am I being drawn to this? And it's healing my connection to my indigenous roots, but also healing my grandmothers and my aunties. And it was such an honor to be able to do so. And there's so many gifts that they have been gifting me. So when you start healing your ancestral roots, if that's what you're called for, no, it's going to feel imposter, right? Because that's what society used to tell us, that if you're not born in community, if you're removed from it, all the bullshit, it's bullshit, it's an illusion. But if your soul is calling you, your heart, your spirit is calling you to relearn, so you could bring healing not only to yourself, but the ones that walk before you, the present and the future, right? It's a ripple effect. Be curious with it. Investigate. Ask spirit to bring you information, bring you teachers, bring you knowledge around this. And that same thing with your gifts. If you want to learn your gifts, I have to keep an eye on the time because I do have to leave by 10. I have my angel affinity group. But anyways, so when you want to learn your gifts, right? How do you honor that? If you ask me, I will be teaching around this. So if you want to join my women's circle, I would love for you to have this. It's very foundational. And it's going to be different. So I will ask you, like, what are your intentions, right? What are your belief systems? What are your blocks, right? Um, and also your integrity around it, right? Know that your gifts are your gifts from creation, and we have to honor them. We are part of this. We are the channel. This is not ours to be like Teresa Caputo or all these famous Taylor Henry. I mean, it's great. That's part of their story. Now, I'm not judging that. But for me, it's like it. We cannot do any more harm. You see spirit? I don't know why, but I keep seeing spirit. It's not there anymore. It's on this like, wait, right? It was right there. Anywho, when you see orbs, she's flying out of nowhere. You smell that your team's with you. I just got full body chills. It's really okay. If you notice, okay, this is just my truth, my belief. I'm very cautious on who I let into my energy, especially when I'm doing when I'm going to go see a healer, an astrologer, a human design. When I see a medium, um, I am curious. I'm like, what is this about? But I have discernment because I have seen harm done. And when you go to, like, I won't go to, I don't know how to say it. I just won't go to anybody. I have to feel like, ooh, I watch people. I always have been this way. That's why my clairsentience, so we have clairs. I'm a feeler. I feel energy through my body. I feel messages through my body. I have clairsentience. I see symbols, signs. I use all my clairs. But my strongest clair is my clairsentience. I'm a clair. I could feel a lot. I don't ignore those feelings anymore. And that's why I do energy work, because I know how to move energy, and I call in spirit to help me transmute that energy back into light through, Mother Earth. If you want to know more about energy work, I could share more too. But I will always say this. Know who you sit with. Know their integrity, know their ethics, know their principles. Because for me, my words, I can't take them back. So, like coming on live, I will ask spirit, like that's why I light my candle. I have a little ritual. I call in my spirit team. I place my hands on my heart and I say, thank you, spirit, for using my voice to bring healing, love, support for the highest and greatest good. How can I be a reflection of your love? Because I don't want to weaponize anybody's healing. Their gifts do not want to cause any separation. So I know the magnitude of words. So that's sometimes I hold back, I'm like, how am I going to say this? Because I know once those words are out, it could create life or it could hurt life. Our tongue is like the most powerful muscle we have. So being very discerning with the words that we say, especially when you are in the spiritual work. I have seen a lot of harm done, not only through spiritual work, but through a lot of my lived experiences. And that's why I am very rooted and grounded into learning what you stand on, your belief systems, discernment, anchoring your teachings into love, because love is ultimately what we're here to do and share. And also, when you are connecting, like for me and my mediumship, in all I offer, I always anchor it to love for the highest and greatest good for the person sitting with me, bringing support, healing, guidance, remembrance. And when you're in mediumship readings, you have this beautiful person sitting with you, right? Wanting to connect and bring that remembrance of that love, because they're grieving. They want to know their peoples are in spirit How are they doing? You know, especially if it's in a traumatic way. And, you know, we have to be very mindful of that energy, of that connection. And I take my offerings to my heart because I know how it feels. I know that grievance of that loss, right? I understand that connection, um, that remembrance of I just need to know my person's okay. And what have they seen since they have gone? What can I do? So when you sit with a medium, a healer, a energy practitioner, an astrologer, whoever you're connecting to, ask yourself, is this the person I need to be sitting with? And if it is, awesome. But remember, when you're sitting with somebody, take what resonates, what's true, and always be honest. Like I tell the people I sit with, like, okay, it's like me playing charades with the world of spirits. I will tell you everything I'm receiving, how I'm receiving it. If it makes sense, say yes. If it doesn't, don't take it. Don't try to, I want to be clear communication for you. I want to bring, when you sit with me, I want to bring in your loved one's essence, especially in the mediumship realm, because I don't know their essence. I don't know how you felt their energy. I want you, when you're sitting with me, to feel that essence, that that's your person. Yes, I could bring evidence. I could bring in, this is a personality. Yes, yes. But I want your heart and their energy heart to touch again, because that's what our souls needs in this human experience when our loved ones return home to spirits, that they are still connected to us. They're still witnessing. They're still walking alongside with us, because they are. But sometimes we need that remembrance, that heart and heart connection. And I take that with so much, I honor that, because I know that's what we need to continue to evolve and build our connection with the world of spirit, with our loved ones. And it took me a long time with my grandfather, because it was one of my greatest losses. Then I realized, oh, it wasn't a loss. It's just he's bringing in support in a different way. But I had to still go through the process. So know that when you lose somebody, our 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 physical is grieving that physical connection, those conversations, but and through time and grace and love, right? Just know, like, I call on my grandfather. I'm like, can you just bring me that love? Thank you for reminding me of the love that you gave me, the support. And sometimes I feel it, and sometimes he wakes me up and he says, Graciela. And I'm like, okay, I know you're here. Could you get what? Oh, hi, Ramona. Could you get my sister to come to you? If we sit together, absolutely. Spirit. The thing is, it's not about, okay, when you open your channel, spirit is always around, always. But it's our awareness that will allow us to see spirit, hear, feel, know spirit's here. And that's why I say go to your heart. Go to your heart, Ramona. And we have to talk after, because she's making me I'm choking for some reason. So I don't know if you weren't able to talk to her, or she wasn't able to talk before her passing, but she's she what I feel for you is you have to come to your heart. Because that was your soul sister. That was your twin, right? We're talking about Rachel. And she will come to you. She's like, you don't need Gracie, but you can sit with Gracie, but she's with you all the time. And you feel her, but it's that sadness, that grief, that is like, you question it. But it's like, she's having me put your hand on your heart. God, there's a song she's playing. It's an oldie. I don't know the name of the song. Um, there's an oldie that she used to play all the time. If it comes to me, I will, the title of the song, I will send it to you. I don't know why, but it's, I have to tell you. Um, I don't know why the song popped in my head. I'm just gonna tell you. It's Eddie, my love, I love you so. Do you know that song? I don't know. I don't like that song because that's my ex. I never listened to that song, but that's the song she's playing in my head right now. And yeah, there's something about that song. I hope you know what that song is. I'm not gonna sing it because I don't like the song, but I'm like, really, you want me to sing this song? But yeah, come to your heart. Think of something that she used to make you laugh about. It's that gratitude. Like, just envision, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, put a smile on your face, say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming to me. And think about a memory that you guys used to just I don't know, I don't remember you guys together, but I know who she is and I know who you are. But what she's showing me is like you guys used to have really bad banter with each other. Like when I mean bad banter, like you guys used to cap on each other. And even though you guys are look-alike and you guys are twin sisters, but come back to those fun times and take a couple deep breaths and ask her, you can even ask her like, can you send me, whatever reminds you of her? And that will be your symbol for her. Whether it's a song, whether it is, you know, uh, a cartoon character, right? Um, a flower, whatever reminds you of her, thank her for sending you that. And whenever you see that or hear it, that's her just being like, girl, I'm with you still. Because that's what our loved ones do. But when we rely on these signs, we will see less of them. Because now Spirit's like, oh, you're relying too much on me. Just know in your heart, I'm always with you. Call on me when you need me. Sorry, my window's open because it's hot. So I hope that helps. Let me know if that helps, Ramona. Um, but yeah, when you sit with me and you want to go direct, because what I do is when I prepare for a mediumship reading, I talk to my team and I know who I look at the name that booked with me. I'm like, okay, thank you for bringing in their loved ones. That's going to support them on their healing, their love, their guidance. And because Spirit's always there. There's no question in my heart, in my awareness, that Spirit is not going to show up. Spirit's always going to show up. But three-way communication. It's me, Spirit, and the person sitting next to me. And Spirit will only show up as much as that person is willing to allow them to show up and give them. So I always tell people to come with the open heart and mind. Allow Spirit to share with you what they see that you need in this moment in your healing process. And I also tell the people in my mediumship, this is only mediumship, to allow that reading to sit with them for at least 6 months to a year. Because that information, that healing, those messages, that guidance, give it time to evolve, to heal your heart, to heal those wounds, to support you, right? And then you could go see me or somebody else 6 months later. But in energy work, you could do that once a week. You could do that once a month. You could do energy work every day. I do energy work. I try to do energy work on myself every day, but I do see somebody as much as I can because there's parts of my energy, because it's my energy, that I need support in. We all need support in our evolution. What time is it? Okay, I have a couple more minutes. And we can't do it all ourselves. I mean, I tried. Trust me, I've always been the person who always tried to do things myself because that's just what I had to learn how to do. Gracie today won't do shit by herself. I know I need mentors and teachers that have walked the path before me. I know that I co-create with the world of spirit. I'm always learning and evolving. like my belief system from when I first started to now has evolved, and it's going to continue to evolve. That's why I created Graceful Healing, to bring in support for others in their journey, evolving and learning and growing and expanding. We're never here to stay stagnant. Um, and allowing our differences. It's okay to have different beliefs, have different um, theologies, and different um, way of navigating. That's our own unique journey, but we could come together and support each other, especially, sorry, men, but us women, because we have been taught to compete, to compare, to judge, to all this stuff. Throw that shit out the door. We're all beautiful queens living our best lives as best as we can. Doesn't mean when you step into your gifts and understand your spiritual gifts that you're still going to encounter hardship. That's just part of our human lives, to evolve and to learn. Be like, oh, what did I learn from that lesson? Was that a lesson for me, or was I somebody else's lessons? Because that happens too. You know, the one thing that I get crazy about, especially in social media, is like, oh, the love and light. Yes, it's beautiful. That's us emanating this light that never gets extinguished when we're going through the shadow. That light is always going to guide us back to the remembrance of our light and never distinguish. Am I saying that word right? I might be saying it wrong. But anyways, but know that those hard times, when we look at them through a different perspective and not be so attached to them, to the hurt and to the pain, even though it hurts and pains, we can't bypass that. But when we learn to start healing it and not keep that wound open, I've talked about this so many times, and look at it like, why am I attached to this? Why am I holding on to this? Is it serving me, or is it just keep having me go over the same cycle over and over again? And it's learning to release that and heal it and letting it go. And it's going to arise again, but that's when you call in your support team, whether it's in your people here in this lifetime or with the world of spirit. I've been walking through a couple lessons that I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. How can I bring more love to it so I don't keep letting this pain hurt me, right? And I return to love. Like, okay, what would love do? What would love say? Is there forgiveness for myself that I need to do? Is there forgiveness to someone else? And a lot of people are like, I used to be one person that used to look at forgiveness and like, oh, heck no, I'm not forgiving that person hurt me. But now I'm plugging in my energetics to that hurt and allowing it to just keep sucking and keep replaying that hurt. When we forgive, we release all energetics from it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Doesn't mean we have to carry the weight of it anymore, because when someone does something wrong to us, that's their thing they have to carry and figure out. Don't wish bad on people. Don't be like, oh, that's their karma, because now you're plugging into that karma too. Because when we return to home to spirit, this is another teachings I learned. We have a life review. You guys heard this. I don't know if you guys haven't or have. We will talk about this too. And we go through this. There's a really good book about it. 7 Steps to Heaven, 7 Stages to Heaven, something like that. And we do bring healing, right? Through our lived experience. Remember the dream or the visualization my team gave me in God? How did I love? How did I show love? How did I show the reflection of God's love when I walked this path? And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's one of my prayers every morning before I get out of bed. It's like, okay, thank you. I say my gratitude. I say my prayers. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. How can I be a reflection of your love, God? How can I be a reflection? That's one of my biggest prayers. Show me through your eyes. Help me see through your lens. Because I didn't see the world years ago through the lens of love. That wasn't my experience. It's my experience now. I get to choose. We have to stop giving away our authority to the outside exteriors, right? Ask your angels. Our angels have been with us before we even incarnate into this life, and they will be with us when we return back to spirit. And our angels, and I say our angels, I always say my angels, but I'm trying to say our angels. We all have guardian angels. They know, they know how to help us return and remember our soul mission, if you will, our light, our love. And what we have to do is ask them. Yes, they can intervene when they know, because they know our soul purpose, when to intervene, when to bring a miracle in, if it's going to serve our soul mission, our soul purpose. And you're like, Gracie, how do you know? Well, you ask. You be curious. You discover it. You follow those nudges. You listen. You heard me say, do you guys listen to your inner voice? Or do you listen to the egoic mind that is telling you you're separated? Those are my thoughts today. What say you? I have a lot, and I'm trying to do this more. I am creating an in-person women's circle with my friend Larissa on developing your gifts and workshops. But I do polls here, and I really would appreciate it. I'm inviting you to, because I want to do a Zoom one, because I know not everybody lives close to me. And that's what I love about technology, is that we can connect via Zoom. And I would love, what I want to do, and I think I'm just going to do it anyways. On pick a date on meeting once a month and doing energy healing and intuitive guidance. And it will probably be like $22 a month to come in and get some energy work and talk about the energetics, all the stuff. Um, yeah, and then I'm going to be writing about, I'm offering three, and kind of like simplifying my offerings. Um, Always will do a mediumship reading, but I'm going to do energy work, mediumship readings, and soul guidance. And the soul guidance readings are really what you need right now, connecting to your spirit team. If you need support and guidance in, you know, what you need to know in your business, your relationships, making just decisions in life. Sometimes we find the blocks and we just need extra support. And then in that soul reading, you also get an energetic cleanse, like releasing all energy. So yeah, that's my talk for Sunday. I know it was a lot, but there is a lot coming through. So in the energetics of this week, we have some big energy coming. I have to leave in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So be very graceful with yourself. If anything is ruminating inside of you and their old feelings, um, energetically, this is a really big push, because we have a new moon in Pisces on the 18th, 19th, right? That's all about intention setting. I will talk more about that the upcoming days. So keep an eye out for that. Um, Oh, come on. Maybe I should pop in here the 18th in the evening time and do a live, I'm going to think about that, a live um, cleansing and intention settings. And it will probably be with water, because Pisces is a water sign. Anywho, and then we have the 20th, we have the spring equinox, which is a change of cycle. We're going into Aries season. Aries, I'm all about Aries. I'm an Aries sun. Um, and there's a lot we are moving through. And then we have Mercury retrograde going direct. And there's going to be so much forward movement in our relationships, in our finances, in our communication. So be prepared. Be ready to move forward. Thank goodness. I am so ready. I'm so ready. And my birthday's coming up. So I may be doing a birthday giveaway. I have so many ideas. I'm like, how do I share with everybody? Because sharing is caring. But happy Friday. Oh, happy Sunday. I have to go to my angel affinity group. I love, love, love talking about the angels. You know me, I love talking about spirit. I love supporting others on remembering their spiritual gifts. They are gifted to us, so we could gift them to others. If you haven't seen, sorry, I got a message. If you haven't seen this video from the beginning, I talk about our gifts and how we honor them through the lens of us gifting our children, our grandchildren, or other people. And then they're like, what do I do with this gift? I will talk more about that. But yes, thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, always feel free to pop them in. I will come on and answer them. We could do a Q&A. We could do a, yeah. I hope you're enjoying Graceful Healing as it continues to evolve. And I share through my lived experience the teachings that I've walked through and how I share that with you all. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And I'll talk to you soon.